Just after 4 o'clock, every weekday afternoon, a crocodile of small boys, dressed in gold-striped blazers and grey short trousers, enters the door of the north transept of Ripon Cathedral. They're the boys of the choir school come to sing evensong. Outside, they have to pass 2 local lads in parkas and jeans. The local boys scowl and sneer and would do battle given half the chance, or if the choir school master wasn't there. Just above their heads in the cathedral wall is a small band of ornamental stonework, an intricate pattern of interwoven circles, blackened and worn by time. It's all that survives of the Saxon minster destroyed by Edred in the year 970. Before that, the first church built here by St. Wilfrid in 672 was sacked by the Vikings. It'll take more than a couple of impudent school kids to stop them celebrating evensong today, as they have done for so many centuries. In the Norman Undercroft, about all that remains of the third church built here before the cathedral, choir practice gets underway. They practice every day before evensong, 17 boys and half a dozen men. Some of the men are lay clerks who have to dash from work every day to keep this appointment with an ancient tradition.
Well, I work in the highways department for the North Yorkshire County Council, and to get to the cathedral during the week, it involves me having short lunch hours because we don't have flexi time. And by doing this, it means I can leave early enough to get to the practices or directly to the services during the week. But it's something that I do enjoy doing, and it's, I think, upholding a long tradition.
I'm what they call a rural beat officer, and I work from my police house at North Stanley, and fortunately with the shifts I can fit in, to come here and fill in when possible. I take this very seriously, and I'd also take my work very seriously for obvious reasons, but it's a pleasure and a joy, really. I mean, you couldn't wish for anything better, really. And we must never lose the tradition of cathedral music. If we lose that, we lose a part of our heritage, which is very, very, very important. I think so. I know everyone here does.
5 o'clock, and the cassocked choristers glide out of the chapter house into the transept. Everywhere you tread in the cathedral, you face great chasms of history. Everywhere your eye takes you, it follows the same soaring grandeur. Whether you stoop to enter the Saxon crypt and run your fingers over plasterwork 13 centuries old, or crane to follow the sweep of the stonework high into the dark timber vault of the roof, the result's the same. Both in space and time, you are confronted by your own insignificance. The pagans of Stonehenge understood it, just as did the builders of Ripon. The necessary prelude to any religious experience is the acknowledgement of your own paltriness. You can see it registering in the faces of the visitors as they tread warily upon the echoing flags, cringing at the sound of their own footsteps and struggling against the rising awe. Those who can let it overtake them will find peace and the church's silence settling round them like grace. Still oblivious of such emotions, a small child, barefoot in his carrycot, is experimenting with the echo. Burbling and crooning away to the rafters, he grows more and more satisfied with the result, getting louder and louder, trailing his infant hymn around 8 centuries of stonework. The choirmaster would do well to get his name and enroll him just as soon as they can get a surplus to fit him. The choir is installed in the most celebrated choir stalls in England, rich in medieval carvings, bizarre and majestic, beasts and saints side by side. The carved canopies rise above them, a forest of intricate spires. Beneath, in their red cassocks and white rough surplices, their small pale faces lit by the yellow lights on their lecterns, the choir boys look and sing like angels. Later, deep in the undercroft, they reveal that they're not angels, but small boys after all.
I'm going to the dormitory.
Don't you? What do you do in the dormitory?
I'm messing around half the night and turning the lights on and off, giggling, talking.
So after dark, you turn into little demons, do you?
Yeah. Invading other dormitories, throwing teddies across the room.
Oh, you see, you have to go into the other dormitory when they're asleep and touch two people, go to the far radiator and touch that and get out without being caught.
That's only in quiet time, anyway.
You tell me what you think about in church sometimes when the lesson does seem to be getting rather long and you don't understand it.
Well, I don't understand it. I usually just close my eyes and nearly fall asleep, and then when I hear everybody getting up, I get up as well.
I start fiddling with bits of paper, making paper airplanes.
Sometimes in the lessons, I feel around with the carvings and all that, and touch them all. And they're nice. I feel on the men. I feel the noses and all that lot. And just think about who made them and how old they are. I don't know. I don't really know whether the choir. It really was a very good choir then, because
It may have been better.
Might have been better, but we're the best choir in the world anyway. We're the best.
The music soaks into the ancient stonework. Some filters faintly through the high east window to be drowned by the roar of the passing traffic as people hurry home for tea. The starlings shriek and chatter on the highest pinnacles of the tower that are crumbling like biscuits. Shattered tombstones and broken crosses lie in the lee of the east wall, faded inscriptions traced in moss. 3 huge sarcophagi, crusty with lichen, lie like empty chrysalids. Life goes on, oblivious to the decay. The cathedral is a fitting symbol of England, beleaguered by the modern world, the traffic that shakes the ancient mortar, the acid rain that dissolves the stonework. And the begging bowl inside the west door, 50p will help to preserve the building, is symbol of a threat to the cathedral more potent than Viking sword or Saxon fire, modern indifference. Yet, like England, the cathedral will endure. As you step out of the west door into the setting sun, with the yellow lights spilling on the cobbles, warming the stonework, making the gargoyles screw up their eyes, you know it will endure, so long as we value our history and traditions, and as long as there are people working to keep them alive.
To me, it's one of the most precious things we have in England. This going on every day, this professional standard of singing, which to me represents quality and culture. And surely it's got to continue, because we're lacking very often in so many places in quality and culture. I hope it goes on and on.
It's a bit of a privilege.
I think it's an honour. Yeah. It's a nice pleasure. Yeah.
Phil Smith in the last of his autumn journeys.